Yeah, it probably is. It is certainly in the background. We'll know all that, and we'll know by 3 o'clock how the game has gone in South Africa. Um, yeah, look, obviously it's mathematically possible, but we'll focus on our performance on Saturday. And look, it's in our own hands. Like that's the best position we could have been in. We'd have taken our hand off for that going into last Saturday. We didn't expect Northampton to lose. We probably felt very confident about us having a strong performance and a result on Saturday. But yeah, we found ourselves in that great position, Neil, where all things can happen. But it's in our own hands to make sure we qualify and have a home round of 16, which would be outstanding. Yeah, I think he knows them very well. I think go back to your first point. Like they knocked us out of the Champions Cup last year. They're the reigning Premiership champions. They probably play one of the most exciting brands of rugby, across any competition. So it's a whole different threat than what it was last weekend, and one that we're really excited about. But we also know that if you get it wrong against Northampton, you get punished. I suppose we can see certain things in terms of reviews through video, etc. But I suppose what Chris is able to do is he understands their identity, their DNA, which is a really important thing when you go head to head with an opponent, because we got to be clear about who we are, what we stand for, what we represent. But having a better insight into them means we can target certain things to take away from them or certain things to capitalise on, and that's been gold. All those little one percenters. So yeah, he's been a really positive contribution. Yeah, it was. I think it was. I don't know. I caught myself on camera at the end, or someone sent it to me, getting excited afterwards. When the final whistle blew, and I don't mind that in the slightest. Like for me, it's about staying calm in the moment as a group of coaches, staying on task, making sure we're paying attention to what's important. But we want to be ourselves as well. We're incredibly passionate about what we do. It's a privilege to do what we do, and you saw us all express a lot of emotion at the end because it means so much to us. And I think the crowd really fed into that. I haven't felt, the 27th was outstanding in terms of over Christmas, but it's something a little bit special around Saturday. I think it was the nature of the game, Tom, wasn't it? The kick chase, the physicality. I think a Thomond crowd's a very educated crowd, and they know what they want to see, and we did our best to give them as much as we possibly could. Yeah, huge. I thought there you had a little bit of inside information. We had three. I won't say who they were because that wouldn't be right. But we had three guys exceeded their PBs from a speed point of view, and that I've never seen that. I've never seen more than one person in a game hit over 100% of their max, and that tells me a lot, Sam. It tells me about Tom. It tells me about the mindset, the attitude, how much it means to guys. And we've been building that now for the last 7 or 8 weeks. We've really focused on how we train, how we prepare, and freshness was probably the biggest thing going into the Saracens game. We were going to ask guys to go to a place physically, mentally, emotionally, that they were going to have to put their bodies on their line. So we made sure that they were they were equipped with the tools to do that, and they delivered on Saturday night. We have a lot of data and metrics that tell us that was, from a work rate point of view, the best game we've had in the season by a distance, and also what we saw with our eye. The scramble, the catch up, the chase, the speed off the ground, the physicality. So it's a lovely blend of what you can see and also the data that's there as evidence as well. It was, I suppose, it all culminated in a really passionate performance.
Yeah, 100%. I think, like, you looked at Leinster, La Rochelle, and I know they're two completely different teams, but they've had that kind of similar thing. I know they've had finals and all that, but like we've had Northampton quite regularly over the last few years. So yeah, knowing them provides one thing. It also makes you really aware of how good they are. They're really top side, Premiership champions, and trying to figure out how to stop them. Obviously, yeah, anyone that's looked at them, their attacking game is a huge strength of theirs, and I suppose it's dangerous actually going in thinking you know them, because they have so many variations and so many really good ball players like Hutchinson and Finn Smith, and obviously Alex at 9. People who can take the right option when they're presented different pictures. So it's not like they're going to play one particular way. They have a number of ways to attack you. So that's part of the challenge this weekend. How good we can be as well. You can focus on them as much as you want, but we got to show up and play our game. We'd like to think we we attack a lot and we keep the ball in play as well. So last weekend was a bit different given the conditions and I suppose the way Saracens play. But this weekend is I think is going to be a completely different prospect. I don't know, to be honest with you, and I'm not cutting you off. I'm not really thinking about that just now. I suppose my immediate focus and the boring answers, I'm focusing on what's in front of me now with Munster, and I was out for December and I was really keen to get back fit, and I managed to do that, and I got back on the pitch last weekend, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the week. I enjoyed the game, obviously. Got to play 80, which I hadn't done in a while. Really loved that, and we've had 2 really good days training here now. So in terms of contract, I'm it's not that I'm not talking, but I haven't given it thought yet, so I don't really have anything to say to you. I just want to enjoy rugby. I know the end is soon. I don't know when that'll be, but I just want to make sure I stay fit and enjoy it while I can. Yeah, it's interesting that I suppose every team is going to be looking at it and trying to find ways to for it to be an advantage for your own team. I think the kicking thing, law changes, I think it's really good. I think it provides a proper contest and brings back that skill of fielding a high ball. It was getting frustrating with teams building a wall. We did it, every team in the world pretty much did it, and it was just taking that aerial contest out of the game. So I think in general that's a really positive move for the game moving forward. I think it's exciting. You should see just one-on-ones in the air, and it's a really good skill. It's a skill that's really difficult, and if people that are good at it, it's a class thing to watch. So brings back that contest, and the ruck thing, the defending off scrums and all. Like we've been brainstorming about ways we can make that work in our favour, and personally it's nice because sometimes you go to rip a pass and an arm comes over the ruck and you look quite silly. So that, thank God, that's taken out of the game for now. So there's plenty of positives for it. I think the aerial thing is a really good thing. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that's spot on. I think for me personally, coming back to and be lucky enough to play in a European game like that, your first game back was really special. But having played a number of European games, that was a proper one. That was a proper European night in Thomond, where I suppose, given the way Saracens play and the type of game it turned out to be, I suppose the pitch conditions after the weather we had, it was going to be a game like that. The way it was going to be nip and tuck, and at times during the game, the crowd really lifted us and dragged us, got a bit more energy out of us, because it was one of those games where there was going to be crucial moments, and there was 2 or 3 big moments that we came out on the right side of. I think in the first half we came out on the wrong side of a lot of moments, balls on the floor or aerial stuff as well, and especially in that second half, the crowd got behind us. The Fields of Athenry were singing. You came out for the second half, Zombie was singing when the stadium was dark and the light show was on. So it was class. It was brilliant, and thankfully we got over the line in that game, and we took an awful lot from that. It was a really important game for us in the bigger picture of the season. We kind of built it up to be a huge game, and thankfully we came out and we got the win against a quality side. They had a brilliant performance against Bristol the week before, so we knew we were going to be needed to be pretty good. We probably weren't in the first half, but we found a way in the second.